We'll call the City Council regular meeting to order for February 6, 2023. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Mayor Hoyt.
Here.
Councilmember Bernance. Here. Councilmember Lean.
Here.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Councilmember Porter. Here.
All right, any changes to the agenda? Nick or Holly?
None.
No? All right, if there's no changes, I'd look for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Katie, second by Steve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to our announcements. There are none. Citizens' comments. There are none in attendance. Item number 7 is our consent agenda. We look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Holly,
Second.
second by Nick. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, new business, item 12A is our 2022 investment review. Chris.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Just to have some brief remarks regarding the city's 12/31/2022 investment portfolio. As you know, the purpose of an investment portfolio is to have funds available when the city needs those funds. In other words, invest funds to meet the city's cash flow needs, both short-term and long-term. You know, and this is done by creating an investment portfolio where investments are maturing each month to cover each month's cash flow. And when I'm going through and investing, I keep 3 objectives in mind. First is safety, that's preservation of principal. Second is liquidity. You want the money available when you need it. And the third is yield. You try to earn the best return as possible after safety and liquidity. At 12/31, the city's cash and investment balance is $49.8 million. It's made up of 11% of savings, checking, money markets, 16% of CDs, 26% of municipal bonds, 25% of U.S. Treasuries, and 22% of government agencies. The maturity time frame is 29% of the investments are maturing within 1 year, and 71% are maturing in the 1 to 5 year range. We have nothing longer than 5 years at this time. As you're well aware, yields have increased very rapidly and very high this year as a result of the Federal Reserve trying to combat inflation and stuff like that. So as a result, the average yield of the portfolio increased we almost doubled it. It went from 1% to 2% from 21 to 22, and investment income went from $680,000, or is at $680,000 for 2022 from $491,000 in 2021. And that's pretty much all there is to the investment portfolio. I've worked hard this past year to ladder it out farther and farther each year in order to hopefully get some better returns and things like that. So I'll try to answer any questions if anybody has any. Or
Start with Nick. Any questions?
Nothing for me.
No. Holly?
No questions, but from a family perspective, this is the sort of stuff that my husband handles. So I have a deep respect for all of the work that goes into diversification and monitoring and everything that you've done. So just kudos to that, because it goes right here in my house.
I have no specific questions at this time, but thank you for putting this together. I always appreciate you presenting to us.
Steve?
Chris, when you say laddering, you're referring to investments to continue to schedule out over the longest time period while having continual cash flow.
yeah, I schedule it so I have something coming due every month, usually
Sure.
at the front of the month, because we have, accounts payable going out weekly, payroll going out, bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, debt services, February and August, and pretty much anything else, purchase of vehicles, purchase of equipment, construction projects. I try to have investments coming due before those payments are due and things like that. So I ladder it out each month. Usually I try to have about $1 million come in every month.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, nice work, sir. I don't have any questions.
Okay,
And Lynn, there's no action. We're just receiving the information.
just accept it.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Move right on to roundtable. Steve?
Hey, just like I predicted, the groundhog saw a shadow, so we got another 6 weeks of winter. I'll tell you what, for my taste, I'm excited. Couldn't be happier. And I'm the only one in the whole city, so you know what, I'm allowed to be different. But on a more serious note, really appreciate the good collaboration between all of us and our staff today at our strategic workshop, and a good foundation for the next year and next couple of years. So thank you.
Katie?
I will echo what Steve said, because I think we had spring and winter come within an hour of each other today. So Minnesota's really fun like that. So everybody drive safe, and again, give our Public Works Department, hopefully we don't have any down trees with ice or water, but there's always that potential. So give our Public Works Department grace with that process if there is any. I mean, lots going on in Farmington, right, with sports and activities, and all of that coupled with bad roads equals let's all just be careful out there and watch out for one another, and that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Holly?
All right, well, I would agree. I thought today was a fantastic day. We took a little break and I went home. My husband's like, so how was your day? And I'm like, actually, it was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. But it's been a couple weeks, and I just want to say thank you to Farmington Community Ed and FHS for putting on the Favor Farmington Community Expo, and all the residents that were able to come to that. That was great, just seeing everybody come out. And then shameless plug, we are doing a Due Days button design contest. So for Farmington artists from the ages of 1 to 99, you don't have to be a kid, you can be a kid at heart. We are, again, looking for the 2023 Due Days button design. And so all of the information is on our Facebook page as well as on the sheet here. And you can pick up design sheets at City Hall during business hours. You can also pick them up at Muddy Waters during her project pickup time. And submissions are due at the end of March. And the button design that wins gets their own spot in the parade. So we want to see a whole bunch of artists submit their work.
And Due Days is about 4.5 months away already.
2 days is about 4.5 months away.
Be here before we know it.
It will. It's going to be fun.
Thank you, ma'am. Nick?
Probably the same thing. Thank you to everyone for the long day today. It's always, interesting to get everyone's opinions out in a room. Thank you for letting me brain dump some of the weird stuff that sits in my head all the time. I know there's kind of odd topics in there at times, but just my way of getting my little ideas out there here and there. So thanks for putting up with that. And like I said, I think it was, Jimmy's not here, but it was quite a compliment to get, such praise from Jimmy about how collaborative this whole group is. So I really appreciate the teamwork and I always thought this was going to be a wild ride coming in here and screaming and kicking and having people shouting and throwing things across the room. And it's been like the calmest, happiest experience possible. So thank you for that. All right. Yeah. Sorry.
That's a jinx.
There's wood right there. So thank you everybody for being a part of that and making that a reality. It really is awesome.
Thank you. Leah?
Yes, another day, another judicial appointment update from me. So the first district has a vacancy, so that's the district that Dakota County's in. And this one's particularly in Red Wing, which is in a different county, but within the district. So if you just Google governor judicial appointment, any attorney can apply. So that's all.
Thank you. Lynn?
I want to thank council and staff for a great day today. It's very refreshing to meet. We had great conversation, and I appreciate council's trust and respect towards staff. That really means a lot, and it was heard today, and we appreciate it. So thank you. Also want to mention that our next city council and EDA meeting will be on February 21st. That's a Tuesday, not the Monday. Thank you.
Yeah. Julie?
Consent agenda tonight had the appointment of 3 new full-time employees. So we're very excited. Starting tomorrow, we have Kyle Miller, be a new police officer. Thursday, Karen Hotchnicki, Corinne, she spells it Karen, I say it wrong every day. She will begin on Thursday, and then next Monday, Jared Johnson will begin as our planning coordinator.
Thank you. Deanna?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We are gearing up for a lot of activity. We're starting to get more inquiries. We're having a number of different developers reach out, a lot of meeting requests from people to sit down and find out what Farmington has going on and how that they can be part of that. So it's gonna get busy and it'll be fun. So again, thank you for your support with all that we do, and hopefully we'll be bringing some great projects forward.
Thank you, ma'am. John?
Thank you, Mayor and City Council members. I mentioned it earlier today, the city's consultant pool, we received 41 responses from firms of all size. So we have, I think, 10 staff that will be reviewing those in the next week plus and making a recommendation on a pool to bring to the council on the 21st. One of our partnerships is in the South Metro Street Maintenance Joint Powers Agreement. That's a joint powers agreement that's been in place for maybe 30 years. But every year, Burnsville takes the lead. They administer the contract, and then many Dakota County communities and then some other communities and counties provide their quantities, and Burnsville handles all the bidding, and all the bidding is specific to your work. So the only thing we have through the joint powers agreement this year is crack filling for pavement. But that joint powers agreement, that partnership is a fantastic one.
Thanks, sir. Kelly?
Good evening. I would like to take this time to thank Michael at Appliance Renew for the 2 donations of refrigerators to the Rambling River Center. Came at a time where we needed a new refrigerator, so thank you, Michael. It saved us from having to use funds to buy one. Very likely that the spring edition of the Currents will be in your mailbox this weekend, so look for that. I would also invite you to coffee at the Rambling River Center Friday at 9 a.m. Councilmember Bernance, I'd like to invite you specially to come and talk about the button contest. Sure. We do have a number of artists at the Rambling River Center, and I think it'd be a great opportunity to plug the contest with the seniors. So Friday at 9 a.m. if you want to join us.
Thank you, ma'am. Chris, anything else to add?
Well, we had our first dose of the 2022 audit last Wednesday and Thursday. Not only bothered my staff, and I ended up bothering a lot of the other departments with information that they needed and things like that, but it went pretty smooth. So they'll be back the first 2 weeks of April for their final field work. So we got that to look forward to.
Thank you, sir. Chief?
We are still in the process of recruiting paid-on-call firefighters. A lot of stuff out there on Facebook. Share our videos, share our events for our recruitment open houses. Everyone may know somebody that they think may be a good fit. Try and get them to one of our recruitment open houses to see if they're going to work out for us. We're trying to fill the ranks this year, so we're doing a lot of recruitment stuff. So help us out by sharing it. Everyone out there watching. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. It seems like it was a lot more than 2 weeks since we were here last for some reason. I don't know if that's just the 7:45 sunrise and the 4:30 sunset, but 'tis the season. It's irregularly warm for a February. It's raining. It's not 30 below. So hopefully, even though it's an extended winter, it's mild. We know we might get a little bit more snow and moisture, but that's okay. Above all, think of Farmington first. Support your local businesses. Participate in your local youth organizations, your adult groups, any opportunities you have for community outreach and volunteerism. Help support your community first. And tonight, put your windshield wipers up, because with the amount of rain that's out there, you're going to have some ice in the morning. So do yourself a favor and sneak out, put some salt down, and put those wipers up. With that, we look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Steve.
Second.
Second by Holly. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we're adjourned at 7:13.